What's going on? John from Wild Punk Band Wrecked. It is Tuesday night. I have a couple new things, a couple old things, stuff I recently found that I forgot that I had. Um, that's pretty much it. There's really not much news with the band. We're going to be hopefully getting back to playing soon after everyone's got their vaccinations sorted and all that other stuff. But it seems like shows are coming back to the local bars, so I think in a couple of months we should be in a better spot. So, anyways, here are the five new slash old records that I got last week and that I found over the weekend. All right. I reviewed this last video, but anyway, Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club. I finally got the actual vinyl. This is the alternative vinyl from Target, and I got the regular one. A couple of these on different colored vinyl. Now, in the last video, I said how I really didn't like this album. My opinion's changed slightly on it. The thing with this album is the good songs are really, really good. The bad songs are pretty forgettable, though. So side A, you got White Dress, which I didn't really care for. Chemtrails, which again I didn't care for. Tulsa Jesus Freak I did like. Let Me Love You Like a Woman was the first single off this, and it was great. Wild at Heart's great. Side B, Dark But Just a Game, I didn't care for. Not All Who Wander Are Lost is excellent. Yosemite's excellent. Breaking Up Slowly's excellent. Dance Till We Die I didn't like. And For Free is really good. That's a Joni Mitchell cover. And she has two other singers on that, Ways Blood and Zella Day, which now I'm going to have to find vinyl on these chicks because they sing really well. So, again, my opinion hasn't changed that much. I put this somewhere, it's not as good as Ultraviolence. It's not as good as Norman fucking Rockwell. Not as good as Born to Die. That's on the level for me of Lust for Life or a Honeymoon. I mean, again, the good songs are great. The others, not so great. All right, here's another one I got last week. Black Crowes, Before the Frost, and then I think it's also called After the Freeze or something like that. But anyway, this came out in 2009. This is the Black Crowes' last original record. Last record of original material, I should say. I've talked about the Black Crowes in many other videos, but a brief synopsis of it would be they went through a few lineup changes. I've been a fan of them since I heard them in 1990, and I don't know. I mean, it's to me the Black Crowes are Chris Robinson, Rich Robinson, and Steve Gorman. They've had a few bass players over the years. I love Johnny Colt, but his replacement Sven Pipien, who also played on this, he was a good replacement. I didn't know. I actually also read the book, Steve Gorman's book, Hard to Handle, A Life and Death of the Black Crowes, and I didn't realize that Sven Pipien actually played with Steve Gorman in a band before the Black Crowes. So there's no reason, there's no surprise to me now why he fits in so well. But this album features Luther Dickinson from the North Mississippi All-Stars on lead guitar, and he was like a kick in the ass for these guys. Style so unlike any of the other guitar players they had. He didn't play like Jeff Cease. He didn't play like Mark Ford or Audley Freed or I think the other guy Paul Stacey. He didn't play. He had his own style, and he really complimented these guys well. And this is their last album of original material, and it's a great album. And I really do wish they could have got their shit handled and continued to make music. But you know, if you know anything about the Black Crowes, Chris and Rich Robinson always fought, and now they got Steve Gorman out of the band, and they can share the profits equally. You know, and that's pretty much it. You know, it's basically the Chris Robinson, Rich Robinson experience with you know, a couple of hired hands, which I'm not interested in seeing. I mean, because I had all of Chris Robinson's solo stuff. I had all of Rich Robinson's different stuff. You know, his solo, his Hookah Brown, he was in a band. And then Magpie Salute, I had all that. And Magpie Salute was a little bit better, but not as good as, obviously, the Black Crowes. And the Black Crowes are, you know, band that, to me, will go down in rock and roll history as one of the better, one of the best rock and roll bands of my era, at least. And it's really sad that they, you know, couldn't get this shit straightened out because they were a great band. All right. That's nice. All right, this is an album I've had for a while. I actually had this framed in my first apartment. I bought this way before I even got into vinyl, and I think it might be worth some money. I never opened it. It's Jenny Lewis and the Watson Twins, Rabbit Fur Coat. Jenny Lewis is one of my favorite artists. She was the singer of Rilo Kiley, alternative band from late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there. I have a few of their albums, and they're hit or miss. I'm not a big fan of them. But her solo stuff is great. And this album, every song is great. And what's funny is one of my old friends, I played it for him, and he was like, "You understand this is a Christian album?" I go, "What are you talking about?" I was so into this album, I didn't even realize that most of it sounds really Christian influenced, and not that that's a bad thing. I just never noticed it. It was so good. But Jenny Lewis is great. After this, she came out with Acid Tongue, which was another great album. After that was Voyager, which was good. I think she might have some other stuff. I stopped following her for some reason. I saw her live at the Space in Westbury. She put on a great show. I also met her actually on the way to a Chelsea Wolf concert a couple of years ago down the Lower East Side. I met Jenny Lewis, and she was very nice. She took a picture with me and everything. But yeah, but I just thought if you like I don't know if you like Johnny Cash type stuff, like country, 70s country, folk stuff, you'd like Jenny Lewis. Great voice, good guitar player. And like I said, the Watson Twins, they back her up on this really well, and it's definitely a great album. Definitely one of the best albums of the last 20 years. This came out in 06. Yeah, but it's a great record, and I don't know. I should see what it's worth. Maybe get rid of it. What am I going to do? Joanne's going to have a shit ton of records to get rid of when I'm not here anymore, right? So maybe it's just best to see what it's worth and get rid of it. All right. And here's one that I found and I forgot about also. This band called Hard Skin. This is a Oi music, and if you know anything about Oi music, came probably, I don't know, right around the time of the Sex Pistols and the Clash, but it was mixed with like real, they call it street punk now. I mean, but back then I don't even know what you'd call it. It's working class music. It has a lot of roots in rock and roll, in punk, in ska, in in the hooligan mentality, the European soccer fans, a lot of group vocals, that kind of shit. Oi is a working class music, and I like the older Oi bands like Coxborough and Sham 69, and there's a bunch of them, Combat 84, Blitz. There's a ton of them, but these guys, I didn't realize it. It was start off as a joke. These guys were from other bands, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna do an Oi band and just think about obvious Oi stuff," And I'm not into comedy and music really. I don't know. Music to me should be more of a serious thing, but this is really good. They do it really, really well. This is the best Oi record I've heard in years. What they did on this though, they have the songs, and they got a bunch of female singers to sing the songs. So this album actually came out on a different, I think it was called Out on the Balls or something like that. And then they released this with girls singing their songs, and nobody you'd even know, nobody I knew except for Alison Mosshart from The Kills. She's on it doing Gypsy Hill. But this is great. I mean, every song is good, and once you hear it once, you'll be singing these songs all night. It's a great one. So again, Oi music, very, very, very English, which I like. It's just really good. The songs are simple, quick, and it's just definitely something I could stick my teeth into. But again, I'm not into. If they say it's a joke, so if it's a joke, it's a very good one. All right. And the last one is one I put on over the weekend, and not that I forgot about it, just it deserves a mention. This is Rancid, self-titled from 2000. I've been a Rancid fan probably since midnight. I'm saying 96, 95, 96. I avoided them at first because they came as like the they called it like the new wave of punk rock. All the guitar magazines called it that. They came out around the same time as Green Day and The Offspring, which I don't consider either of those bands punk bands. So Rancid wasn't any different in my eyes at the time, and they had the Let's Go album, which had Salvation, which was catchy enough, and then Out Come the Wolves, which Time Bomb and Ruby Soho, and they were catchy songs, but I don't know, I avoided it for some reason. Years later, I got into it, and they're the real deal, a real punk band. I mean, they're on, they were on their own label, Hellcat Records, and they're popular on, so is it really punk? But we're splitting hairs at this point, I think. But this album came out after Life Won't Wait, and Life Won't Wait was a really diverse album. It had a lot of reggae on it, had not a lot of punk, really. But they experimented a lot on Life Won't Wait, and they came back with this self-titled one, and it's not, I mean, at first listen, you're like, whoa, it doesn't seem to have any verse, chorus, like, the Out Come the Wolves, like the Ruby Soho, like Time Bomb, where it's memorable. It hits you over the head. These songs are quick, and before you know it, it's over. You're like, whoa, what just happened? But when you get into it, it's just great. It's got 22 songs on it, which is what I like in this too is like Slayer's Rain and Blood. You just put it on, and it sounds like a continuous song. That's what this sounds like. And I believe this is their last album with this guy over here, Brett Reed, on the drums. This is the last record with him on it. They got the guy, what the hell, Brandon Steinekert, I think, from The Used. And he does these songs great. I mean, I don't really miss Brett Reed not being in the band. But, a lot of times bands get rid of a member, and it changes the whole dynamic. But they really didn't with these guys. But, again, 22 songs of just hardcore punk. They really just stripped it down, and it's loud, it's aggressive, and it's great. So this really gave me a lot of respect for Rancid, as a band, because I didn't think they were really, I thought they were just like Green Day or Offspring, a pop punk band, before pop punk was really a thing. But no, they're definitely the real deal, and this album proves it. And the ones after this, they never put out a bad one. I mean, it's like AC/DC. Are they ever going to put out a bad record? Is Motorhead ever going to put out a bad record? It's going to be the same recipe, and if you like it, you like it. So, anyways, those are the five. Again, 5 new/old records. That's about all I got for tonight. I don't have anything else new coming, but once I do, I'll be back with another video. And in the future, I might come out with some other videos with some other stuff I'm talking about. I don't know. I mean, I can't just be going droning on and on about records that came out 20 years ago. Anyways, those are it. Thank you for watching.